Hello everyone, hello, hope you're doing well. Yes, welcome to Look Back episode, if I can speak, welcome to Look Back episode 30. Yeah, there we go. Honestly, voice is just not working. That's one thing. I've got the internet working at last, but my voice is not working, so that's no good, is it? Yeah, so yeah, hope you're doing okay. Really good to be back here doing live videos. I mean, it's been some time. Long story short is my internet was a nightmare for quite some time and finally got it sorted. So yeah, normally do live reviews of chocolate, but I've decided maybe to sort of try and do non-reviews live for the moment at least. We'll see what happens anyway. But anyway, Look Back is something I always quite enjoyed doing, and I think it's quite a good sort of video to have there for discussion points, things like this. I think it would lend itself a bit better to live reviews, so or live videos. So that's where I'm at with it really. So basically, it's what I reviewed 1 year ago and 5 years ago. So yes, I've been doing quite a lot of a lot of reviews over the years, and I've been doing them for quite some time. So I can do ones talk about ones I did 5 years ago as well. And hi there, Alan. Yeah, great to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Fingers crossed. Yes, that's working. That's good. Although the image isn't working for some reason. I don't know why that is, but oh well. I can see your chat anyway on the screen, so that's all right. Have you got a Yorkie image? I don't know why that's not working, but anyway, at least the chat's working. I'm doing well, thank you, Alan. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Good to be back as well, yes, and doing Look Back. Now, you might wonder why the screen's quite blank. It's because I've got all sorts of graphics. As those of you who watched Look Back in the past, when I did the non-live versions, I had lots of graphics on the screen. I've managed to actually get them incorporated into the live video as well. So we'll see how it goes. I've got to basically find them, you know, and click on them to make them appear and stuff like this. So it might take a bit of getting used to just to find where they are, because I've got a lot of other things on there. Maybe need to tidy it up a bit. Basically, long story short is there's like a sort of like a list of stuff that I can click on to make visible or not, and this, that, and the other. So it's quite intense. It took me quite some time to get them all done, but anyway, we'll see. So I'll try. Let's try one now, for instance. Let's have a look. So if I let's have a see. So if I make this visible, there we go. Look at that. Look at that, as if by magic. There we are. We've got that white box there. We've also got another white box that will be here in a minute when we want it. We've got other things as well. What else have we got? Who knows? I'll have to try and find them. Oh yes, before I forget, by the way, I will be putting all the links after this. I'll be going through and putting the links to all the videos, all the reviews I talk about in this episode into the description. So after the event, if you want to go and look at the actual reviews themselves, you can do. That'll be always good. And what else? Also, I'll be doing, I thought of a good idea as well. For things I did 1 year ago, I thought I could do a vote for a short that I'll do next week, probably next Wednesday. So I'll do a vote for all basically the reviews I've done in this that I did a year ago, for you all to vote on what I should do a short of it. So and then I'll do the short of that review. So, but you know, like I don't know, 15 seconds, 16 seconds, whatever it is, just a little short version of the review, and I'll publish that as well. All right, so let's see. Can I work out the where all these are? Now I did go through it before and I did practice it, but of course, 15 minutes has passed since then, and since that point, it's all gone out of my head. So we'll see how it goes. All right, I've got them all grouped as well, you know, so it should be relatively straightforward. But typically, it isn't. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look. I want to basically, I've got a little label that says like 1 year ago. Maybe I need to just take them out a bit again, and I don't know. We'll see. I've got all sorts, as I say, going on, and unfortunately, it's quite difficult to. Let's have a look. What have we got? I thought it'd be simpler than this, but clearly, I thought wrong. Let's have a see. Yeah, I can't find the actual. That's strange. Yeah. All right. So some graphics seem to have disappeared. Hopefully they're. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I think what I've done is I've confused myself with how I've done it. Yeah. So that's a bit of a pain. So let's have a see. All right. Well. Okay, here we go. Hang on. No, that's not it. That's the other year. Here we go. I think I found it. There we go. Okay, that's the one I was looking for, right? We'll have to label these a bit better. All right, so we've got 1 year ago. There we go. So hopefully this will become more apparent as I've got some selected, it'll be easy to know what's going on and things like that. So there we go. So first of all, I did do a couple of, basically 1 year ago, I might do the 5 years ago first, actually, do 5 and then 1 year. But one things I did do 1 year that I want to highlight, I did do, let's see, what was it I did? I did M&S Habanero Hot Wings Ridge Cut Crisp review. That's not it. This one here. Yes. So there we go. So I'll put a link in the description for this one. If you remember, you might have missed that one. I don't know if you want to become a member. Links in the description for that, or will be if it's not now. That's a review I did a year ago. Now, of course, I'm covering a couple of Well, normally look back would be what I did for a week's worth 1 year ago, but because I've not done look back for some time, I've done maybe a couple of weeks worth, or just been a bit liberal with it, just picking things that look quite good. And we also did a year ago for members as well. I did the Ben & Jerry's Sundae Oh My Banoffee Pie as well, so there we go. So again, some good content if you're a member. Bronze level or above, of course, that's who gets access to these extra videos or extra reviews. But also, all members can see, well, all subscribers can see this one, or anyone can see it actually. It's I did a sort of comparison between milk chocolate and dark chocolate tonics as well. So hopefully, yes, that's you might have already seen it, but if not, it's a good one. Essentially, it's a kind of review of them both, but go check that out if you've not already seen that. So quite an interesting one as well. So yeah, so there we go. So I think what I'll do is I'll perhaps do, 5 years ago, I'll do those reviews first, I think, because they're the ones that left people's mind. I'll do those first. It'll be quite interesting. Let's get the old, let's just try and get all the other graces. Maybe they've done too many graphics, I don't know. Maybe I've done them all. Let's have a look. There we go. 2018. Okay. Yeah, and let's have a see. Can I get the other stuff on as well? I've been a bit too complicated, I think, for my own good. I think, I don't know. I've just been. It's funny, this one, isn't it? You think things make perfect sense when I did them before, but there's so many of them in these different areas, and I've perhaps categorised them not very well, so I can't quite remember. Let's see. There we go. Yes, I've got that there. There we go. Okay, there we are. So basically, you can kind of hide things. Is the gist of it. Now you can hide the category, as in things I've grouped together like a folder, or you can hide them individually. What I've done is some of them have hidden the folder, and some of them hidden the individual things, and it's quite confusing actually as to just what's showing, because because sometimes it'll have the actual individual thing showing, and I'll think, oh, okay, that's there, but the actual folder itself is not visible, and I can't see that immediately, so that's why I'm getting a bit confused with it. So yeah, a bit of a difficult one, but obviously this is the first one I've done. It'll take a bit of time to get used to, I think, so bear with that. And but all in all, not too bad. I think I've done reasonably well. He's getting somewhere. But we'll see how it goes. It's famous last words, isn't it? Famous last words. All right, so let's have a look. So we got, let's do the 5 years ago. So first of all, 5 years ago we did the let's have a check. It appears Maltesers buttons. There we go. Yes. There we go. Maltesers buttons. Now, what I gave these. Now, again, it's going to take. Let's have a look. Okay. What did I give them? Well, I actually gave them 5 stars 5 years ago. Actually, 5 stars. And I can't believe it's been 5 years. Actually, 5 years since these came out. I mean, these for me are kind of relatively recent things, but they're clearly not. And it's actually quite bizarre now that I just can't. I can't believe that it's been that long. And let's have a look. There we go, 5 stars, there we go, there we are. 5 stars 5 years ago. Where does time go? I mean, I know this is it, Alan. I cannot believe that it's been that long ago. I just can't believe it was that long. I mean, I guess, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. That to me felt as if they came out, last year or maybe 2 years ago. But yeah, it's really bizarre, isn't it? It's really bizarre. And what I said about these ones, I said they were the perfect size. I said they're basically like the sort of Malteser teaser bar but in button form. And I thought it was really good because you could have all this flexibility. If you could say, if you had a Cadbury's buttons with you or any other buttons, you could couple them up and get some kind of crazy experience. And I thought that'd be really quite nice, actually. And I really like these ones. Now, I don't know, 5 stars, is that too high? I don't know. I mean, what do you reckon, Al? I mean, do you... I feel like 5 stars is quite high for these, but I don't know. I did really, really like them. I remember recommending them to a colleague as well at work. I was saying, you've got to try these. They're absolutely amazing. And they're quite difficult. I think relatively difficult to come by at one point. But but my colleague as well, very happy with them. I remember saying they're just, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I've not... 5 stars. It's a very... I mean, I don't know. What do we think? Yeah, what do we think? I mean, 5 stars. I don't know. I mean, for me, I'm not sure. I don't know. It seems like too high a mark. I'm just not convinced with it. But Smithy, hi there, Smithy. How are you doing? It's mad how time flies. I mean, it really does, doesn't it? 5 years ago for these ones. As I say, it's a crackers one, really. 4 stars, Alan reckons. 4 stars. Yeah, you might be right there, Alan. I was thinking 5 stars might be too much. Yeah, 4 stars. Yeah. Oh, you've probably got a good shout there. I mean, I might meet us in the middle. I'll say 4.5, I think, for me. I think 4.5, I think I'll say. Just because, reason for that is because, really, I kind of feel like, I don't know, there's something very special about them. I don't know, at the time, and I remember, I don't know, I just feel like there's, I don't know. I had really good memories of them. Really. Maybe it's just nostalgia speaking, stuff like that. Maybe I think, Alan, you probably are right. Probably should really be 4 stars, I think. But for some reason, something about them, I don't know, really sort of worked for me. So I'm gonna stick with that. I think. I mean, it's just because, but I feel like you're probably right there, Alan. I don't know if you, Smithy, you can say what you got. I think are those member exclusive stars, those, Alan, you've got as well that you have access to. I think they might be, mightn't they? Yeah, I feel like you're probably right, Alan. I feel like you're probably right, but I'm gonna I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm going to go with 4.5. It's probably the wrong thing to do, but. Maybe we should do some votes and polls as well. I don't know. Could I do some polls? Maybe I'll. Let's have a look. Start a poll. Let's have a see. Let's have a look. We can do it for later. What are the buttons? Let's have a look. We can do. Can I do? Okay. Let's have a look. Can I do a? Let's have a look. 5 stars. 4.5 stars. Can I add any other? I don't know if I can add. Can I add more? Let's see. I don't know. Can I add? Surely I can ask more things than just 2 things. I don't know, it seems a bit harsh if I can only ask that. I felt like I could add more questions than just 2. It seems like there's only 2 there. So, all right. Let's have a look then. Let's say 5 stars. 5 stars, or we can say. I'm sure you could have more than 2 questions in these polls, but it's only giving me 2 options here. So I don't know whether that's the case. If you're in the past, you could do more. It's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Let's, yeah, I don't know. All right, well, let's have a say. That's the 5 stars or 4. 4.5. Let's see. Well, let's have a say 4 stars and 5 stars. How about that? Let's just do that. Let's keep it simple. I don't know. I'm sure you could do more questions than that. I'm sure you could, but we'll see. Yeah. All right. We'll see. Hi there, Joe. Yes, it's been some time. Great to see you, Joe. It has been a while, hasn't it? It has been some time. Well, since I've done a live at a decent time for you, I guess, really. This is the first time. But yeah, greetings from the Southern Hemisphere, yes. It's been a while. Yeah, see, yes. Has been some time. Yeah, has been some time. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Joe. And good to see you, Rick, as well. Good to see you. How's things going for you? Must be relatively late where you are, but not too bad. All right, let's see if I can work out to turn all these scores off then, shall we? Let's try and work that out. How can I do that? Okay. All right, think I can, just about. All right, just about. Goodness me, there's loads of stuff here. All right, yeah, okay. Maltese buttons. All right, so next time, I think this one, Alan, I think you mentioned this one. Yeah, Chomp, Cadbury's Chomp from 5 years ago. This was a while ago when, I think you mentioned this, Alan. I said, oh yeah, I'll review it. This was ages ago. Can you believe it? Yes. And Rick's in the Northern Hemisphere, yes. Oh, good to see you there, Rick. Yeah, good to see you. Well, you are in Korea, though, so some distance away from us all, I think, definitely, well, especially Zhao. Yeah. Well, all of us are. In fact, you might be closer to Zhao, actually, thinking about it. In fact, maybe not. But yeah, so what did I give Chomp? Well, actually, I think Alan won't be impressed with this one. I gave Chomp, if I can find the graphics again. I need to perhaps organise these, don't I? I gave Chomp, let's have a look, where has it gone? I think I've got them in the wrong order to start with, which does not help at all. Yeah, I can't. I don't know what I've done here, but I've really made a mess of this. Let's have a look. Hang on. Can I organise this a bit better? Okay, I've organised it a slight bit better. Maybe. All right, we'll see. Okay, scores was. Okay, I gave it, yes, there we go. 2.5 out of 5 I gave this. I think Alan was definitely one of Alan's favourites, this one. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, not doing too bad at all, Joe. Yeah, not doing too bad. Very happy now. You probably, I don't know if you heard, but my internet's back to being, well, it's not back to being great. It is great now. It was never great. It's now great. Yes. So you only give the cherry blossom extra stop. Well, when did I review that then, Rick? When was that one then? I mean, can you remember? That must have been a good 2-3 years ago. Unbelievably, really. Yeah, weather in Brusque for Jow. Yes, conditions are mostly cloudy. It's 18 degrees. See, that's not too warm for where you are, Jow, but it's certainly not bad for us. We've got a northwest at 6 miles an hour, 70% humidity. Yeah, not quite 5 years. It might come there eventually. I think it's been more than a year, hasn't it? So it might unfortunately be in the cusp, but we'll do it again at some point. I'm sure it will crop up. Yeah, chilly day. It's been raining here, Joe. We've had really good weather for about 2 weeks, and then it's just gone terrible again. Yeah, so it was good. Well, at least give the bounty an extra half star. Yes. Oh dear, yeah. I mean, I've definitely bounties have definitely grown on me more than they were. I mean, that's for sure. I'm definitely more of a fan of bounties than I used to be. I used to really not like coconut stuff, but definitely prefer them. High quality live. Oh, thank you very much, Jeff. I've done some graphics. I need to work out how to utilize them a bit better. It is quite difficult, but no, yeah, you know. Oh, no, don't worry, Rick. They have grown on me, bounties. They really have grown on me. So you never know. You never know. Oh, Purple Glitter, thank you so much. How nice. Oh, that's really lovely. Thank you so much for the support. That's really nice. Thank you. Oh, really good to. I think I might have seen you before, Purple. I'm not sure. I'm sure you might have popped up. But either way, great to see you and thank you so much. That's massively appreciated. Oh, thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Yeah, I'm hoping to do more. Just as I might have mentioned before, I'm hoping to do more like this one where it's a bit more, you know, where you can have a bit more communications and things and stuff like that. Because basically, with reviews and stuff like, it's just me kind of eating in the end, and also I'm, you know, it's just to get, I don't know, it may just be not quite the right thing for live, and also, you know, I'm using up sort of calories that I also need to expend on other reviews, so it's difficult to do them all basically, so it's a difficult one. But yes, no, it's massively appreciated. Yeah, thanks so much, Purple, massively appreciated. As I say, hope you're really enjoying the content, so thank you so much. Rick's appreciating too. Yeah, so the chomp, those you don't know, it's see 25p, you might be able to see it just in the corner there. It's basically one of the Cadbury's sort of cheaper ranges. When I was young, I'm sure it's 10p, probably even cheaper than that when other people were younger. So it has gone up quite a lot in price. I mean, remember, just regular bars used to be 25p when I was young, I'm sure of it. It's one of the basic ones, like Curly Wurly, Fudge, Chomp, like your Freddos or Tazzies if you're of my age. You know, it's one of those, it's basically like a sort of chewy caramel bar covered in chocolate, essentially. It's quite a straightforward one. Some people, you know, quite like these ones. As I say, I think Alan's one of those. So apologies, Alan, for this. I did give it 2.5 out of 5. I'd say it's a bit of a nothing bar for me, unfortunately. I said there's not really any flavour to it. 2.5 out of 5. The average chocolate bars are 3 out of 5. I just thought it was a bit below average for me, you know. Might have been a bit harsh. It's got something to it. I don't know. I think just for me, it's just never been one I've been that big a fan of. I guess it's quite similar to Curly Wurlies as well, really. Maybe I've been a bit harsh on that one. But I feel like, you know, it's perhaps one of those where I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, really. Yeah, so there we go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the poll for the what's going on at the moment as well. Let's see. We'll end the poll for the Malteser buttons one. I think we might do another one in a second. Let's have a look. Will it show what the poll results were? Because I'll do another poll to see whether you think about 2.5 stars for thingy. You'd actually have a Fudge and Freddo over a Chomp. Ah, see, okay, so there we go. So maybe it wasn't quite as a favourite of yours as yours, but I do know you love Freddos. Fudges are okay for me. I mean, I don't mind them, but I don't know. It's one of those. Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. It could be a good one there. It could be, could be a good one. I think you might be on something there. It's one of those, isn't it? But I think for me, probably a 2.5 out of 5 is probably about right, really. So I think for me now, 2.5 out of 5, I think is probably about right. I don't know if the poll results have appeared for the other one, by the way. They might appear in a minute. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. So what do we think? Cadbury Chomp, 2.5 or more. Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm surprised you can't do more than 2 options in these things, but never mind. 2.5. Okay, you might be able to hear me type in, so apologies for this. All right, and then okay. Okay, there we go. So done a bit of another poll there. Maybe you might be able to see it. I said the other one. I'm sure it used to show the results of the poll, but not this time for some reason. But there we go. All right, so there we go. So I reckon it's still about 2.5 out of 5. It's just not been one for me, really, unfortunately. But there we go. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there we are. But the next one I did. Can't vote on this. You never had one. Maybe only UK. Yeah, it could be one of those UK only bars. Yeah, maybe it is. I'm trying to think what you could have had that's quite similar, really, Rick, to be honest with you. And I don't really, not sure. It's basically a chewy caramel bar. Yeah, I don't know, Curly Wurlies, you ever had those? But sort of latticed long bar. You know, yeah, maybe you've had one of those, maybe you've had one of those, I'm not sure. But yeah, they are. It's kind of one of those where they probably don't export them very well because they're quite a cheap bar, so maybe there's not much going on there. All right, so next we had, yes, Nestle Matchmaker's Honeycomb, or Yummy Honeycomb, I think as I put it. Now it just looks like it's honeycomb, I'm not sure. So what did I give these ones? So I gave it, well, I wasn't sure at the time, to be honest with you. I gave it a bit of between a 2.5 and a 3. I think, let's have a look, have I? Yeah, I think probably, I think a 2.5 is probably about right. I think maybe a 3 might be too harsh. The reason I wasn't too keen on these ones was because basically there was no actual honeycomb in them and the flavour wasn't that great. So it was a bit of a disappointing one for me, these ones. So the honeycomb was not real honeycomb. You know, it's like this sort of, I think they still had the candy pieces in. Matchmakers generally have crunchy candy pieces in like these long sticks of chocolate. Milk and dark chocolate says on the ingredients. So you know, I'm sure it did for these ones and other ones as well. Essentially with crunchy bits in them, you know, so they're quite interesting, they're quite nice generally. Usually the orange or mint flavour, but this one was honeycomb one. There's been some other ones. I think there's a maple one actually, Rick, you know, Canadian one. Which is very, yeah, maple, was it just maple flavour? I'm not sure, maple syrup or maple something. Quite an interesting one. So these ones basically are honeycomb, but the problem was the flavour, obviously honeycomb's quite nice and chewy, you know, and just very honeycomb-like. I mean, we were speaking about this, weren't we, Rick, the other week with the what they called, Butterfingers, was it? I think it was. 20% less packaging. Now we get extra staff. Yes. To be honest with you though, Rick, you'd think so, but it's still got loads of empty space in it. But you're right. I mean, you know, I know what you're saying, definitely. Oh, yeah, Butterfingers, yes. Yeah, I think, yeah, basically, you know, this one is kind of, you'd think it'd be nice and chewy like those, and it's got nothing like that at all. So I think for me, this one, 2.5, I don't know, 2.5. I feel like they're not bad, you know. I feel like they're quite disappointing, really. I don't know. 2.5, those possibly, I feel like it'd be a bit harsh to go below it. I feel like they're just not quite as interesting as you'd think. I think a regular Matchmakers is probably a 3, 3.5. I feel like these ones are definitely less. Is it really a 2 out of 5? I don't think they're that bad. I think for me they're probably still a 2.5 out of 5, I think that's probably about right. Yeah, the old Butterfingers, yeah. I was actually talking about those in one of the videos I mentioned. I was looking through, I think, just the 5 year ago. One of these, probably this one actually, maybe, or something else anyway. I spoke about the Butterfinger bars as well, because I did review them at one point, you know. Now, I don't know what it is, basically. The poll doesn't seem to be appearing when I finish the poll. I don't know, normally it sort of shows the results when you finish a poll, but it's not doing that anymore. So I don't know whether that's something that YouTube's changed. I'm not sure really. So yeah, so I think the consensus with the other poll we did, the multis of buttons, whether it's a 5 out of 5 or 4.5, I think it was a bit of a 50-50 split there. So yeah, I expected the poll to come up, but it didn't actually come up. So that's a bit, yeah, maybe it did and I just didn't see it. I don't know. But anyway, there we go. Oh dear, yeah. So I think this one for me, yeah, 2.5. I mean, these ones are a bit of a, I don't know, they're okay. But there's certainly, you know, better stuff out there, I think, for me, these ones. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's have a look. What's the poll then for the... I'll end the poll. Well, everyone, 100%, it says 100% is 2.5 is about right for Cadbury Chomp or even generous. There we go. So, yeah, all right. No one goes for 3 stars at least. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. So I think I might have hit the nail on the head with that one, or at least got the public vote. Okay, yes, there's quite a few things going on today, so as I say, I might just need to get used to it. I'm getting a bit better at it, but there's obviously the comments and there's the graphics and stuff like that. It is quite, there's quite a lot going on, but there we go. We'll get there. Hopefully I'm doing all right now, fingers crossed. All right, so what, let's see, so what have we got now? Let's have a look if I can find them. I've got them in a poor order as well, which doesn't help much. All right, so we have the, yes, the Twix Soft Centres. So one of these, I think I've just reviewed, I don't know if I've published it yet. Well, no, I did publish it. I think the Mars equivalent of these. Now, I don't know if they can still get the Twix ones, but this is the Twix version of the Mars one I did. And you can see what the gist of it is already. It's like a caramel centre with a biscuit. By default, it's going to be quite similar to Twix, because of I've been forgetting to include my special graphics as well. I've got some special. Oh dear, I don't, well, if I can even find them. I don't know whether I could even find them actually. So yeah, okay, there we are. I do have them there. Okay, yeah. I've been forgetting to include my special arrows or whatever to show whether it's an up or down or not. But as I say, you know, just lots to keep track of. But we'll get there, as I say. But yeah, Twix Soft Centres, the Mars ones, they were very disappointing. Really, I felt like they just weren't replicating Mars well enough. They could have had a nougat centre or something like that. They have no nougat representation, so a bit poor. The Twix ones obviously by default have the biscuit and the caramel there, you can see in the centre. So two of the things are covered, then they have chocolate chips. But, you know, what did I say? Well, I wasn't too happy with them particularly. I gave them a 3 out of 5. I said essentially that the caramel didn't really have much of a taste to it and hardly any chocolate chips. I even tried dipping them in a cup of tea and it didn't really help matters much. So I gave them a 3 out of 5. To be honest with you, I think this one's perhaps too high. I don't know. I think these might be a bit disappointing. I mean, the thing is, an average biscuit for me is a chocolate digestive. A 2 out of 5 is, the average is a 2 out of 5, which is a regular digestive. You know, or at least that's the benchmark anyway. So anything above that, you know, because there's not many biscuits really that would be below a regular digestive, you know. So I can't. So it's too high a mark to give it a 3 out of 5. So a 2 out of 5 is a regular digestive. A 3 out of 5 is obviously above that chocolate digestive levels, I would say. Is this as good as a chocolate digestive? I'm not too sure that it is. I think it's even though it looks like it is with all this caramel and stuff, you'd think, oh yeah, of course it must be. But there's just not much behind it. I feel like the biscuit's a bit normal. I feel like in the chocolate digestive, essentially the biscuit's a bit more interesting there. I feel like it works a bit better. I don't know. I think for me, these ones, I don't know. I feel like it's I feel like it's a 2.5 out of 5. I think it's a 2.5 out of 5. And let's have a look. Can we do the special graphic? Can we do the special graphics? Let's have a see. Yes, there we go. There we are. Look at that. There we are. As if by magic. So there we go. Maybe I'll improve those a bit. They look a bit. They've got like a white surround on them. Maybe I should get rid of that. I'm not sure. There we go. But yeah, this one definitely not as good as a 3 out of 5. Definitely gone down. I've got like basically other arrows to do as well, up and down in the same graphics. But yeah, it's definitely not as interesting. This one. It's not as good as that, and maybe even a 2. I don't know. Yeah, maybe even a 2. I don't know. Let's have a see. Yeah. Maybe I'll do another. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. There we go. Let's have a look. We'll try another poll as well. See how it goes. Nice work for your graphics. Oh, thank you so much, Alan. Thank you so much. Yes. Well, luckily I'd done most of them already because in you know, from my look backs before, but I had to translate them over here, save them all, and categorize them. There's quite a lot going on, and of course, you know, there's quite a lot there, but I'll get there eventually. But yes, thank you so much. Yeah. It was worth doing, I think. It was definitely worth doing. Yeah, I'm glad you like them. Thank you so much, Alan. Yeah, thank you. As I say, I think doing the lives would be nice to do things like this, just because it is a bit of a talking point. You can just, as I say, talk about the things and remember them as well. I mean, Twix Soft Serve, do we even do these anymore? I don't even know if they even do these anymore, you know. I'm not sure that they do. I've certainly seen the Mars ones and maybe some other ones, but I've not seen the Twix ones. I don't really sure if they do Twix ice creams like they used to either, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, so it's a bit of a shame, that one. A bit of a shame. Yeah, but they do. Twix is still definitely a thing. It's not like the brand is going away anywhere, but for some reason they just seem to, yeah, I don't know. They'll quite be as prominent as they were in some respects. Now, the next one I did was, let's have a see, Skittles Orchards. Yes, there we go, Skittles Orchards. Now, these ones, interesting one, these ones. They were kind of a strange flavour. Now, to me, Skittles Orchards, I don't know, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I kind of assumed they'll be wine-related for some reason. And I guess maybe they were to an extent. I mean, you know, as far as anything fruity might be considered wine-related. But they weren't particularly, and yeah. But I still quite like them. I gave them 4 out of 5. I gave them, yeah, back in 2018. What do I give them now? I said there was interesting flavours, but basically there was like a lemon one thrown in. You know, so it's quite a normal flavour again. Why is it? You know, it's just. I mean, you know, if you're going to do a limited edition Skittles, you know, try not to include just regular flavours in there. There's also some of them, even on the back, it had the list of the flavours on the back. But some of them weren't listed as sour flavours, but actually when you looked in the description of them, in the small print, it called them sour flavours or whatever. So, you know, there were some actual sour ones in there, but they weren't labelled as it. So it was a very weird one, this one. But there was a pomegranate flavour, and I remember being quite, I wouldn't say I particularly had pomegranates much, but, you know, it was quite nice actually, a bit different as well. But I kind of felt that the packaging for this one was a bit mundane. I mean, if you look at it, that does not stand out, does it at all? I mean, maybe next to other Skittles, but it looks a bit mundane, doesn't it, really? But nonetheless, I give it a 4 out of 5. Will I give it a 4 out of 5 now? Oh, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It seems quite high, that one. I feel like I was going off the back of just perhaps the pomegranate one. But nonetheless, it was quite nice, quite interesting, and it did have some nice flavours, and I felt like they just were a bit more interesting than regular ones. But 4 does seem quite a high mark. Don't know. 4. Is it a 4? Are they a 4? Are they really a 4? Could any Skittles really be 4? I feel like it's quite high for Skittles, really, that. 3.5, 4. I think for me, I feel like the bar's a bit higher nowadays. I feel like it is. So I'm going to say 3.5 out of 5. I feel like it's they're just not quite as interesting as they basically I thought they were there. So I think it's a down one there basically. Another down one. As I missed off that graphic for the early one, so you've not seen those other ones yet. But here we go. But yeah, I feel like it's not quite as good as it was. I feel like or it's just the bar's been. There's lots of other nice sweets out there now. I think they're a bit more interesting, and I think it needs a bit more. Than just pomegranate in there to make it a bit more interesting, really. So yeah, so I think for me a bit disappointing, that one. Not quite as good. All right, let's remove these graphics then. So if I can, have I done the right thing? Might have removed too many things. I'm not sure. All right, okay. So we'll see. And then what else do we have then? From the last one for 5 years ago, what did we have? Finally. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, we had. Yes, the Jaffa Cakes, lemon and lime. Yeah. Was this the first one of the regular Jaffa Cakes that was a new, exciting flavour of an orange? It might have been, or at least one of the first, anyway. Problem with these ones is essentially they're just never as good as the regular Jaffa Cakes, the orange ones. They're just never as good. I find that's the problem with these ones. They're always thinking, they're nice, but I'd rather have the regular ones, And I feel for me, what these need to do, or what McVitie's could do, and I know they don't because it's obviously quite expensive, but what I think would be great if they did was if they did an assortment pack, and I feel like that would be brilliant, and I feel that would tick all the boxes. You could have all the interesting ones that you'd like to try, but maybe wouldn't like to buy as often, and I think that'd be really good. And they've not done that, and probably quite difficult to do, quite expensive. There might be other reasons for it as well, but I feel like that would be great if they did do that. But nonetheless, what did I give them? I gave them, let's have a look, if I can find I might have to sort this out. It's very difficult to find the actual start. So what we know for next time, it's one of those where you don't know until you know, do you? That's the thing. I gave them 3.5 out of 5. Basically, as I say, a bit disappointing, but nonetheless still quite nice, but just not as good as the regular ones. I think the regular ones are about 4 out of 5, I think. I reckon that's probably about right, 3.5 out of 5. I think that's probably about right. So yeah, I think I'm going to say 3.5 out of 5. And there we go, the same graphic we got it at last, yes. There we are, yeah, so the same. So it doesn't change that one. I feel that's about right. I mean, are these biscuits or chocolates? Not sure really, a bit of a cross between them both, aren't they? I know officially they're a cake or whatever for legal reasons, and they're labelled as cake as well. Don't know, yeah. Interesting one really, but I think most people that I spoke to, this, that and the other, just prefer the regular Jaffa Cakes, and I can understand that. Really. Yeah, so there we go. All right, soft centre biscuits, good or not so good. We've got 50-50 split at the moment, so if you're watching, you could decide that one. Yep, so still time. All right, but yeah, as I say, Jaffa Cake. There've been quite a few other flavours in the meantime. There's been, I think, the blackcurrant one. There was a cherry one, I think, raspberry. Blackcurrant one was maybe a raspberry, possibly a strawberry one. There's been quite a few, about 3 or 4 other ones. And they've all suffered from the same problem where they've just not quite been as good. Still nice, but just not as good, So, yeah, that's the gist of it. All right, in my opinion anyway, Let me know if you think differently, of course. All right, so I think that was it for 5 years. So now we've got to do a bit of let's see now, can we work out how to change everything else now? That's the next question, isn't it? Okay. Maybe in a second we can. We've got to change the years. It's difficult, Okay, there we go. So change that one. That's that one. There we go. Yes, look at that. Perfect. Okay. And we need to change the where it says 5 years ago. So we need to change that to say 1 year ago. And there we go. Yes, done it. Brilliant. Perfect. Things are coming together slightly, just about. All right, so 1 year ago then. So obviously this isn't too long ago, so you might think these ones won't change too much, but it can happen. Also, some things might disappear as well, which is the thing with 5 years ago. Sometimes things are just no longer available, are they really? But we shall see. So what do we do first? Well, marshmallow flavour Maltesers. Let's look. Can we find this? There we go. There we are. Marshmallow flavour Maltesers. Yes, interesting one. These ones. Yeah, I think these were an Australian import. There was I think it was a strawberry or raspberry marshmallow. strawberry raspberry biscuit Malteser, which sounded like it'd be an import, but wasn't. So it's a bit random, really. I don't know where that came from, but they did do that flavour. Looked quite similar to this as far as the packaging is concerned, the colour scheme, but obviously it was in a biscuit tray. These ones were quite interesting. What did I give these ones? I gave these. Let's have a look. Well, what did I give them? I gave them, well, basically, long story short is, I said it was an interesting flavour, but it tasted more like candy floss, I found. And I found also that honeycomb overpowered the flavour a bit, but I say that quite a lot with Maltesers, so, you know, interesting that. Interesting. So basically the score back in the day was 3.5 out of 5. What do I think? I think they're an interesting one, aren't they? They're definitely an interesting chocolate. You know, if you see marshmallow Maltesers, you're going to think, yeah, I've got to give that a try. I mean, you know, so it's an interesting one all the same. You know, it doesn't really taste of marshmallow. The malt flavour's a bit too strong for it. It was a bit, you know, like candy floss, but all the same, I feel like it's quite an interesting one. I feel like it'd be a bit harsh to look at. Maybe it's a 3 if anything. I feel like it's more than a 3, you know. So I think a 3.5 out of 5 is about right. I think that's a good score. So yeah, the same. I think that's probably about right. Really, I think that's probably about right. Yeah. So all right. Yes. Yes. Well, 50-50 split on the soft centre biscuits, whether they're any good or not. I'm trying to end the poll. It doesn't seem to be letting me. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. There we go. Yes. I think it's ended. Who knows? All right. All right, well, we'll start another one anyway, let's obviously. Let's try another pot. I think I've ended the other one. I'm not sure if it has ended. No, maybe it's not. It doesn't seem to have allowed me to end it. So there's obviously something not quite right with these poll things at the moment. There we go, it has ended there. Okay, so try another one. But it's not letting me start another one. All right, we'll leave it for now, but I'll come up with one in a second. Back from lunchtime, what did you have there, Joe? What did you have? Yes, was peanut butter in there involved, or maybe lots of, I don't know, you do like your sort of meaty concoctions, so maybe that's yeah. Hope you had a nice one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully the channel didn't make you too hungry, but yeah. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, so what do we do next then? Yeah, so another one actually. Now there's two types of these Oreo twists sweets that came out, but obviously I've only got the one today. This is the what's this one? The vanilla and raspberry flavour. Yes. Beef, chicken, liver and salads. Yes, blessed. Yeah, see. Definitely sounds, definitely getting a mixture of stuff there. See, goodness me. Yeah, chicken liver. Yeah, chicken, well, there's no comma there. Chicken liver and salads. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Joe. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I've always been a bit, not massive meat person. I do eat some stuff, but not massively so. So I don't know whether it would, where I would survive it or not. But it's, definitely, but you know, I'm sure in your hands it would taste pretty good because you're a very good cook or chef, I think is the gist of it. So yeah. All right, so these Oreo twist ones. What did I give these? Quite high score, you know. I gave these quite high score. I gave them 4 out of 5 a year ago. So yeah, there was another one. I think it was a caramel one at the same time. Now, not I must have reviewed that either a week before, or a week after. It's not in this look back. Might be in the next one. 4 out of 5. I said they look great, distinct raspberry flavour. But I did say that overall the experience was not massively different than just regular Oreos, really. I mean, I think that's the problem, isn't it? You know, it's you've got regular Oreos, you know. These ones obviously have a bit of a raspberry flavour, but generally, despite that, they're not too dissimilar from them, really. Now, a chocolate digestive, as I mentioned before, is a 3.5 out of 5. Are these really a 4 out of 5? Oh, I don't know, you know. I don't know. Chocolate digestive, 3 out of 5, maybe 3.5. These 4 out of 5 is quite high, you know, it's quite high. I don't know if I'd... Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they're definitely no higher than a 4 out of 5 for sure. I think a 4 is the mat. I think they're very much a low 4 out of 5 if they are a 4. Really having that raspberry flavour. The Oreos, the biscuit itself is quite nice. That dark chocolate biscuit, I do quite enjoy that. I think it's a nice biscuit. I'm going to give myself... Oh, well... It seems high. It seems a high mark. I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt, keep it the same. I reckon it probably was the same, that one, maybe. But if anything, it's a 3.5 out of 5. Let me know what you think, if you think differently, either in the comments or in the chat or whatever, if you think differently. I feel like that's... swings around, what's that one? Could go either way. Could go either way, that one. Yeah, but there we go. Let's see. Let's have a look. Okay, right, flavour Maltesers. That's my next poll. Let's see what happens. Flavour Maltesers, yay or nay? All right, yeah, it's an interesting one, those Oreo twists. I think they're pretty good. I like the Oreo biscuits generally. I think they're a pretty good biscuit generally, you know. I I think they are a pretty good biscuit. But 4 out of 5, it's a very high mark, that one. But I've given myself the benefit of the doubt on that one. Benefit of the doubt. And why not? Someone's got to. All right, so right now we did have this one here. This Galaxy Smooth White vegan bar. Got one of these. Now, I just reviewed. I've not published it yet, but I did just review a Maryland cookie biscuit. I thought it's basically a caramelized biscuit, or is it caramelized, or what's that? Cinnamon biscuit, caramelized biscuit, one or the other. It's basically like a Lotus Biscoff, but in Maryland form, Maryland biscuit. And on the back of it, it says suitable for vegetarians, but it says this recipe is to a vegan. Well, this biscuit is made to a vegan recipe, but it can't be labelled as such because it's made in a factory that may contain milk. Now this one, I don't know if you can quite see at the top, it says it's a smooth white vegan bar, but then in the very top left it says may contain milk. So so for me, that's like saying, if it's a vegetarian product, it might say, vegetarian, super vegetarians, but then in the top left say may contain meat. Now if it said that, to me, that means it's not suitable for vegetarians. So for me, if a vegan bar says may contain milk in the top left, that means it's not suitable for vegans. And I realise, I don't know, it's just, if you're gonna, you can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? You can't, it's just stupid. I don't get it. I understand why they do it, because obviously it's, the recipe's vegan, but if it may contain milk in it, then it's not suitable for vegans, is it? You can't, just because they don't have an allergy to milk, which is why you have to say it may contain milk, doesn't mean you can label it as being vegan despite that. So, bit of a funny one, that one. Not keen on that. And as I say, the Maryland cookies, they do literally say this is a vegan recipe, but we can't label it as vegan because it's made in a factory which may contain milk. And this Galaxy one here is doing that. Now, strangely enough, I couldn't find an image for this one. I searched for it. It just seems to have disappeared from the internet almost. I couldn't find any image, not easily anyway. So I used one. Luckily, I had one in the past. But I gave this one. I said this was terrible. I said it looked great. It looks like white chocolate. Looks really nice. But it smelt terrible. It smelt woody. And it tasted that way as well. And I said it was just nothing like white chocolate. It just wasn't. It just was not good at all. And I gave it is it even there? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think I've got it. Yes, 1 star. I gave this 1 out of 5. I just thought it was a terrible product. I realise it's very difficult to replicate, chocolate for vegans. I realise that, but it doesn't matter if it tastes horrible. It tastes horrible. Maybe better than another vegan chocolate. I don't think it is. Maybe vegan white chocolate, but there's definitely better vegan products out there. I don't like the fact it's labelled as vegan but says may contain milk. I really don't like that, although that doesn't reflect in the score, but even so, I don't like that. So for me, this one, I don't generally give lower than 1 mark, so I don't think that, I'm not going to start now really. I do have the graphics to do it actually, but yeah, I think for me though, I think it's the same. It's a 1 out of 5. It was just a terrible product, and as I said, I don't know if you can get it anymore, and I wouldn't be surprised if you can't, because it was pretty poor. Yeah. Wonder if there was ever a birthday cake sent. Sorry, I think there was actually, Joe. There was. I don't know if I reviewed it. I did have it to review, but yeah, it did. It was there. It was there. So yeah, I don't know if I reviewed it, but there was. I think maybe it was more of a looks than anything else. But it just had little coloured pieces in it. Yeah. Coming through very well at 1080p. Yes, 1080p, 60 frames a second. Great stuff. Yes, I could probably do 4 or even 8K now. With my connection, I've got. Before I had what's it called? I had 100. I basically just had about on a good day maybe 10 megabyte upload speed, but now I've got like 100. So. It's definitely a lot better, yeah. So I don't know whether I should try streaming at 4K now. Maybe I could do that. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I don't know whether it would cause a problem for people who are not watching it at 4K. I don't know whether there'd be some issues. It might be that YouTube might not even be capable of it yet. I don't know. So I might keep it the same for the moment. I don't even know. Well, to be honest with you, I've got to record in 4K to start with, to make it worth the while. Yes. But technically, I could do it. I think is it just do it. Yeah. So I'm glad it's coming through well. And is it a lot better? Is it noticeably better, Joe, than it was in the past? You love that flavour. Is that birthday cake? Yeah. Birthday cake. It's always a good flavour, birthday cake, isn't it? It's a weird one. I must admit, the Ben & Jerry's birthday cake I was very happy with. I really like that one. It was a lot better than you'd think it would be. I know you might think it would be nice anyway, but it was even, it was just really nice. It just worked so well with the ice cream. I was very happy with it. Definitely recommend that one. Yes, what have we got with the poll then? Yes, Well, flavoured Maltesers, people are happy with it so far. People are happy with it. I might be clicking random stuff there, apologies for that. Yeah, but yes, yeah, there we go. Yeah. So anyway, vegan white chocolate Malteser, Galaxy bar. Well, it's not even white chocolate, I guess, but a white bar. Yeah, not good, not good. Yeah, but let me know if you think otherwise. But yeah, I don't think many people would have enjoyed that one. Not a good bar at all. Okay. All right, then what do we have next? Now, a bit of a strange, yeah, what do we have? Yes, Cadbury's, yes, caramel flavour twirl, limited edition. I think this was a UK one, this one, but I've completely forgotten all about it. Yeah, so I don't know, yeah, what did I say? I mean, I said basically, twirl's really nice. Caramel has a bit of a twist to it, you know, but it's not real actual caramel, it's just flavouring. And I said it tasted a bit like a Werther's original. I was a bit, you know, it was okay, but didn't really come across too well. And I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, basically. Yeah, which isn't a bad result, but it's definitely, you'd be expecting more, I think, from caramel flavoured twirl. And I certainly was, and I was certainly disappointed from it, really. They've done a few flavourings of twirl recently in the UK and in other places as well. I feel like the caramel one, and I think they did a hazelnut one. Did they do a hazelnut flavoured twirl? I think they might have done. Those two flavourings, anyway, they've used in various things, and they've generally not worked very well, because being a flavour, I think Aero have done it as well, caramel flavouring there. Just doesn't work very well. You want actual caramel, and I think a flavouring just tends to not taste quite right. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, I feel like this is probably better than, I mean, being a twirl, it is automatically better than the average chocolate, which is a 3 out of 5. But I certainly don't think it's a 4. So I think this one's probably, again, yeah, a 3 out of 5, I think, really, for me. Yeah, so a 3.5 out of 5, rather. I feel that's probably about right. So I think a 3 out of 5 is, it's definitely better than above than average. But I feel like a 4, I feel like it's a bit of a disappointment, really. So, yeah, you know, one of those. All right, well, flavoured Maltesers definitely won the votes, yes. And why not, why not? What about flavoured twirls? Flavoured twirls. Let's have a look. What do you think? Always a winner. Okay, there we go. Well, there we are. How about that? All right. Flavoured twirl. So obviously it's not necessarily saying the query, the poll there is not necessarily whether they're good or not. It's just whether they are always good. So yeah, let me know what you think about that one. But yeah, don't know. I've been always mixed bag, I think. Mixed bag with flavoured twirls for me. I think sometimes they've been okay, but yeah. But generally, I feel like the regular twirl, it didn't really need changing, I don't think. So yeah, we'll see. Don't get greedy, yes, is it? Keep it, yeah, stick to something, you know, I can't find the twirl picture, where's it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is it, you know, there's no point, yeah, exactly. You know, things can just be decent enough just as they are, is the gist of it. Yeah, but don't get greedy. Oh, is this maybe it's a bit of lag here, Ricky. You were speaking about the 4K malarkey there. Maybe there's a bit of lag here. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know how that is. I mean, I did notice before that the stream stuttered a bit earlier, you know, for a time earlier, well, stopped on my replay. So I don't know whether there's a bit of lag here. Could be quite far, really. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, but so apologies, Rick. I'm not ignoring you. It was I think that might have been from far away, or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Oh dear, yes. If that's the case, it's coming through fine actually, up to date on my replay of this. So maybe you need to refresh it a bit to get back up to date, or maybe you can keep watching from where you are. Maybe that's the gist of it. So yeah, don't worry about it. I think it's the gist of it. But there we go. Oh, all right. Well, dark chocolate. Yes, there we go. Dark chocolate Maltesers. Now I reviewed these a year ago, but be honest with you, I also reviewed them about a month ago. I think I didn't realise I'd already reviewed these. Yes, let's see. We're not sure. Yeah, is it okay? Oh, 12:48. Yes, 12:48. Exactly where I am as well. Well, not 12:48. 4:48. Just gone to 4:49. Yeah, so definitely up to. I'm definitely on par with you there, Jow. So yeah, it's not lagging at all. Okay, although it did just go up by a minute. With upload speed, yeah, I thought that's what you meant, Rick. I thought that's what you meant, yeah. I think maybe it's, I don't know whether, well, I'm not sure, I don't know. It might have confused me because I mentioned it a bit of time before. Oh, there we go. Now I think you're on track. 12:49, yep, it's the same here. Well, 4:49, yeah. So we're all okay, But yeah, I did realise it was with the upload. That's what made me think about it, but I think I'd because I mentioned it a couple of minutes before, I wasn't sure. And yeah, anyway, I read too much into it. Now, dark chocolate Maltesers, yeah, what about these ones? Well, as I say, I did review them, and I gave them, well, a bit of a funny one, really. Let's have a look. What did I... Let's have a look. Where's my notes? Got my notes here. Yeah, no, I gave them a 3 out of 5 actually a year ago. Now, it's a bit controversial, this one, because as I say, I did review them also a few months ago, and I gave them actually more. I gave them a 4 out of 5 when I reviewed them. I said, about a year ago, I said, good the fact it's got 65% cocoa solids, but I said it really overpowers the honeycomb. You know, and I said that, and that was a real disappointment for me, basically. So it's a bit of a funny one. You know, so what do I do? I mean, you know, I don't think they've changed in that year. Well, maybe they have. So as I say, I gave them a 4 out of 5 just you know, about a month or so ago. So it's a difficult one. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I was wrong the first time and I just had a bad batch, or maybe the one I had recently was a different batch. Very hard to say. Well, hi there, Jade, and hello, Blue the Parrot. Yes. Oh, sorry, we're missing live. Well, to be honest with you, I've not done many lives recently because of all internet shenanigans, so don't worry about it, Jade. There's not been many recently. But yeah, no worries at all. Well, probably near the end of it now, to be honest with you, but you can get it on catch up, of course. But yeah, it's great to see you, Jade. Hope you're doing well. And obviously, yeah, feel free to pop by Discord as well. It's been a while since I saw you there. So yes, if you get the time. Yeah, I've had all sorts of internet shenanigans going on, but things are okay now. Touch wood. Yeah, touch wood. But it's good to see you though, Jade. Hope you're doing. How are you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Yes. You too, okay. I must catch up with it. Well, to be honest with you, I know it's difficult. I have trouble keeping up with it as well. So much to do. Time flies so quickly. Yeah, it really does. Hate internet issues as well. I know. Yeah, it's been, especially when with this channel, because I do so much uploading and live streams and things. It was a complete nightmare. But it's hopefully it's settled down now. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. We're really good to see you though, Jane. I'm glad you're doing well. It's been some time, so really glad to see you. I hope Blue the Parrot's doing well as well. Yeah, so these ones, what do I do? Well, I gave them 4 out of 5 recently. You can appreciate it more now. Well, this is it. I mean, this is it. It just shows. I mean, it was getting to the point where I just couldn't continue. You know, it was. I had to stop really. It was some of the uploading of regular videos was becoming very problematic. But yeah, exactly. You know, exactly. I keep doing the internet speed tests and thinking, oh, it's so nice. You know, I just had to pinch myself because it was really making a massive. My life so much problematic, give me so many more problems basically, you know, because of the channel and things. So, but yeah, back on track now, fingers crossed. Yeah, so dark chocolate Maltesers, what do I do? I gave them 4 out of 5 recently. Do I give myself the benefit of the doubt because I gave them that recently, or do I go in the middle? I don't know, you know, I feel like, I think I've only reviewed them not long ago. Maybe the recipe's changed, maybe the batch I had was terrible or not as good. I feel I have to go with what I gave it about a month or so ago. I'd say 4 out of 5. You know, if I hadn't have reviewed them not that time ago, I think I might have. I must have just not realised I reviewed them. Yeah, very strange that one, but there we go. Yeah, but I thought, you know, I was late to the party in that one, but obviously wasn't. But there you go. Just goes to show, really. Either you have a bad batch of it, or you know, something just on the day, something's different. I don't know, but in this case, yeah. So you know, maybe I should go in the middle, say a 3.5 out of 5. But when I had them recently, it seemed to work a lot better, and I felt like the chocolate was just the right amount. So I don't know, maybe the batch I had a year ago was just too much chocolate in it, and it just worked against it. But anyway, yeah. But not long ago, I think they were. I thought they were better than I remembered. So let's have a look. Oh, hang on. I haven't shown this graphic yet. Where's it gone? Yes, there we go. I forgot to do that before, but there we go. Got the up arrow. There we are. So there we go. Yeah. So there we are. So I think that's basically it for this look back, pretty much. Speaking of a bad batch, I got some Milky Bar buttons the other week. They were terrible. They tasted like spoilt milk. And I do like them usually. Possibly because of heat. Yeah, it could have been. I have had some, I think I had a Ritter bar last year or the year before that had definitely looked like it's seen better days. It was in date and it was new, but it definitely was a funny looking one. It was like cracked. It seemed like it had been, I don't know, it didn't look right. So maybe, yeah. Maybe. I think you could be on something. There's not much you can do about it, really. But I bought 2 by accident. Thornton's raspberry shortcake bites. You might have seen a review of that one, or maybe not. But I did review it, and I opened the first one, and the quality was just really poor. You know, there was, I think the raspberry filling or topper was really thin and washed out and things like this. And then there's some other problem with it as well. I can't remember what it was. But then for whatever reason, I opened the other one. I think I think they were all squashed as well. They were that was the other problem. So I opened the other one to see if it was the same, and it was like night and day. The other ones, they weren't squashed. The raspberry sort of topper, like little drizzle, was a lot more colourful, more vivid and nicer. So you can definitely make all the difference. But unfortunately for this channel, I can't review everything well, I do so many reviews as it is. It'd be crazy to review everything twice generally, really. So I just can't do so. I have to assume that it's right the first time. But I think, like you said, like this review possibly, and also those raspberry shortcake bites, whatever they were called, just goes to show that not necessarily there is differences. When I get my chocolate home, I do so in the coolest place I can in hot weather. It's a good idea, that, really, definitely a good idea. But I have had bars that have been in the heat and then had them later, and they've been fine. So I don't know, maybe it's just a bad batch, or it could just be different. Did you eat it? I did eat it, yes. I reviewed it as well, and it was a bit disappointing. It wasn't terrible, but it was definitely, I don't know, it was hard. I mean, what can I do, really? I can't have to assume that's how it is, really, But, I mean, it could have been that's the way it was. I mean, I didn't get another one, but it didn't look right, it really didn't. But, as I say, I can't, it's very difficult on the channel, I have to sort of, I don't have, obviously a lot of the channel, my reviews are taken up by actually looking at the product first. I'd already been speaking about it for about 5 minutes probably. So at that point it's too late really to, go again. And of course, if it is a bad batch, then, I think that's still worth reviewing. It's still worth showing off to people because obviously, it just shows it can happen really. So, there we go. Alright then, guys. Well, that's pretty much. Hope you enjoyed the graphics. Hope you enjoyed the new live. Hopefully you, liked it and, didn't mind that it wasn't a live review or whatnot. So hopefully so. I think can I just maybe I'll just let's have a look. Well, don't know what the best bet is. I'll tell you what. I'll just let's see. I can just get rid of the groups now. That's let's have a look. Maybe anyway. Let's have a look. Maybe we shouldn't do that. But there we go. Almost there. There we go. How about that? Yes. There we go. All the graphics are gone. Yes. I thought you would have eaten it. Yeah. Well, this is it. Well, professional reviewer, what can I say? Well, it's one of those. To be honest with you, it is, you've just got to go for it really sometimes. And sometimes, I don't know. It's part of it, I think. It's not normally a problem, but if it is, then I'd like to show that it's a problem really. So it does, I think it does add context to review as well. But there we go, But I think I feel like it probably would have been, I don't know, maybe I should have bought it again, or if I bought another one, it would have been better quality. But as I say, I can't be buying everything twice. Difficult enough to review everything once. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you so much, Joe. Great to see you as well. Really great to see you. Yes. Oh, yeah. Hope you have a lovely weekend as well. I really do. Yeah, and you too, Jade. I'm Blue, of course, and everyone else who's been watching as well. Yes, Alan from earlier on, Rick. And yes, and Purple as well from before. Yes, and I do believe, yes, who else popped up? Smithy as well. Smithy, yes. Thank you so much, everyone. Really great to see you all. Yeah, and this is it, This is it, Jade. You've just got to, And it could have been, if I bought another one, it would have been the same. So I don't think it was worth the risk. Oh, yeah, thank you. Wishing you well and wishing you all and yourself a good weekend. Oh, enjoy the evening. No, thank you so much, Jade. You too. Have a great one, everyone. And apologies if I miss a comment, by the way. Sometimes there is a bit of a delay between, someone sending it and me getting it. Maybe, although maybe that's not the case anymore. I'll end the poll, by the way, with the other one. I think, yes. Can't see the results of it anymore. But, yeah, basically, I think Flavour 12 was always a winner, did win out in the end. So there we go, with that poll there. So what I'll do later on is I'll put the links in the description for all these reviews. And I'll do a poll as well, so keep an eye out for a poll. I'm going to do a poll of the things I reviewed a year ago, which ones I should make a short of. So look out for that poll, and I'll do a poll. I'll do a short of it perhaps next Wednesday, something like that. Thank you going to listen. Thank you going to listen in now. Although I know you're finished. Hopefully see you next live. Oh, thank you so much, Jade. You have a good one, and hopefully I'll see you in the next live too. And don't worry if you just listen in; it's no problem at all. Obviously, feel free to say hello. It's always great to hear from you. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe, things like this. You know the drill. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Take care.